Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how I created this look, you're gonna have to wait a few days because today we purge. First things first, I'm gonna go into this lipstick palette. Some of these lipsticks are really old. Some of these lipsticks are brand new and just like taken out of the packaging and put into a palette. On this side are all nudes. There's some more nudes on this side, but you also have some pops of color and then some dark colors as well. There's also this lipstick collection. It's the Urban Decay Vice collection. It's a bunch of sample shades. It's got, pinks, it's got reds, it's got nudes. This is actually a re-gift. Somebody had given this to me, and after I looked at it, I was like, there's gonna be 2 or 3 shades max that I'm actually gonna use out of this, so I might as well give it to somebody that actually will get more use out of it than I will. Going into the eyeshadow palettes, I've got 2 of the double-sided Sephora palettes. This one has Naked 1, 2, and 3. It's got the Naked Basic palettes in it. On this side is more of the Naked Basics, the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye, a Viseart palette, just like a couple of loose single shadows that I'm not really using that much. Carbon by MAC, I actually have been using a lot lately, but I'm just gonna get a new one of those. There were a few shades that I pulled out of this just to keep for myself. Some of the transition shades from Naked, definitely Nooner, and there's another one from Naked 3 that I do use a lot, so I'm keeping a few of those. But overall, there's like a lot of like nude, neutral looks in here. But again, I've gotten so many new palettes lately that I've got these colors like times 100. So like I'm just getting rid of a set of these colors pretty much. There is also this other double-sided Z palette that has a lot of single shadows. There's some transition-y kind of colors. There's some light colors, definitely a lot of pops of color. Some shades on the other side that I just don't really use that much or I have duplicates of. So like this rainbow highlighter by Posh Pepper Beauty, I have a couple of those. Love Plus from Sugar Pill that I never use. The highlighter from the Midnight Mermaid collection, I never used that. And then as far as like these brown shades at the top here go, I have so many that are the exact same colors that I just don't need 100 of the same brown. I'm getting rid of a Makeup Forever foundation, and I actually really like this one. It's just that I have so many things that I bought since this and a few things I actually just like better than this one. And I've had this one for probably about 1.5 years. It's not very old, but it should get used up, and there's probably like 1/3 of the bottle left, so that should get some good use. There's also the Cover FX custom cover drops, which I picked up at Sephora, and I don't know. I never really cared for this all that much. Like, I would mix it with everything because you're not supposed to use this on its own. You're supposed to mix this with like serums, oils, moisturizers. You're supposed to mix them down with something to kind of shear them out, and just kind of create your own things with these. You're not supposed to wear them by themselves. And I did a few times just to see. And I honestly kind of preferred when I use this on its own rather than mixing it with something. But again, it's just one of those things that I bought and I just never... After I used it in a couple of different ways, I just kind of decided I didn't care for it. So we're getting rid of that one. And that one I've only had for about 1 year, so that one's got some life left in it. I store everything really well. I have this Morphe fan brush, which again, I have a couple of fan brushes, and I can't find a use for them. I mean, I guess you could like do a cheekbone highlight with it, but I already have brushes that I like for that. And I still have 2 more that I'm probably gonna get rid of. So I might as well start with one. Now packed into this bag here, but I have, well, there we go. I've got this bag stuffed so full that stuff is falling out of it right now. So first of all, I have these 2 serums from The Ordinary. I have the Buffet and I have the Matrixyl 10% plus hyaluronic acid. And both of these things fucked my face up so bad. My face would be really bad with them, so I would like stop using them, one, the other, or both, and my skin would clear up. I would go back to one or the other or both, and it was just like immediate Freddy Krueger all over again, so I just couldn't do it with those serums. So those should definitely get used, because I feel like a lot of people really love those serums, and I feel like I'm the only one that I've heard of that even broke out as badly as I did. I have a couple of primers here. I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer, and I have this sample of the Cover FX Mattifying Primer. I spent $100 at Sephora to get this tiny tiny little thing of primer. If anything, primers make my makeup look worse. They just add another layer in between my skin and the foundation. Like for me, I feel like foundation sticks better to your actual skin. Like of course moisturize, use a moisturizer, but I feel like if you're using anything that has like that silicone-y kind of texture to it, all that's going to do is make your makeup look worse. I don't understand who a primer like that works for. I also don't really believe in setting sprays. I will use a setting spray to wet an eyeshadow, but other than that, I don't use a setting spray on my face. Again, that's a myth. Just give me some powder, give me some moisturizer, give me my foundation, give me lots of powder, the end. That's how I do my makeup. So again, primers aren't doing anything for me. Eye primers, yes. Face primers, no. Getting rid of those. I have these samples of the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation, Broad Spectrum, SPF 15 Sunscreen. But I tried this foundation out and I hated the consistency of it. It's almost like a whipped moussey kind of texture, and it just like, it doesn't become one with the skin. It just sits on the skin and looks super fucking gross if you ask me. Just a few sponges. The Morphe sponge, which allegedly was a dupe for the Beauty Blender, but what this really ended up being a dupe for was the Real Techniques Miracle sponge. Is that what it's called? I don't know. And I didn't like that one either. So that one, I have like this extra little powder puff here that's going in there. Man, just like dumb shit. But this terrible Pat McGrath eyeshadow that I used a few videos back and hated. Like, I don't even understand what this pressed pigment was supposed to be, but it literally did nothing. It erased makeup underneath it, so nope, getting rid of that. I have a MAC pigment in pink bronze, which I feel like I was going through my best friend's makeup bag and came across this. Well, she actually has a caboodle. She still has like an actual like 90s caboodle. And I'm like, you never use this, I'm taking it back. Because I think I had picked it up for a long time ago. And then I got home with it and I realized I already actually had one of these and it was completely full, and this one's full too. So yeah, I stole this from you and I'm giving this one back in the purge. A couple bottles of nail polish. There's like a silver OPI. There's like a glittery China glaze. These sad things from Wet n Wild. These are the color scabs, and I mean, if you can get these to work, I mean, that's great. I don't understand how anybody got these to work, because they went on, they flaked off. End of story. The colors are so pretty in the tubes, but other than that, some MAC lip gloss. I've got one in Nymphette and the other one in Oh Baby. I have duplicates of these in like the new formula, so it's like, you know, go ahead and use these up before they're bad. This Wet n Wild metallic lipstick in the shade Satin Sheets, which I just, again, in the tube it looks really pretty, and it just went on really streaky on the lips. I didn't like it at all. I have this Tarte lip paint, which was another one of those samples from Sephora that I actually really like this, and I really like the color. I just never ever use it. I'm not a huge liquid lip person, and that's one of those products that just kind of sits and doesn't really get used. The same with this Beige Babe lipstick by Maybelline. Was this a Maybelline lipstick? Maybelline or CoverGirl? Yeah, Maybelline. And this is one that I just kind of kept seeing all over YouTube, and you know, I just kind of kept seeing this all over the place. I was curious about it. This is one of those lipsticks that for me kind of like blanks out my lips. And I know, you know, I've worn it just in the middle of my lips a couple times. Let's try that right now. Let's just see how that goes. I mean, with the lip liners that I have going on today, I started with the Subculture lip pencil, then I went in with Whirl and kind of darkened up the outside, and then I went in again a little bit later with Soar. So I have like this weird custom cocktail of lip liners on my lips, and then this lipstick right in the middle of it. I might put this one aside and wear this a few more times and then really decide if I want to get rid of it or not, because I actually kind of like how that looks. So another lip product, I have the Berry Sinister Lip Freak, and this is a really interesting lip balm. I like it, and it was really cool actually. Like, it feels so weird on the lips. Like, the only way I can describe it, because it says right on it, it says the strongest buzzing lip balm in the whole world. And buzzing is a perfect word for what this stuff does. It felt like the sound of TV static, and just the way that that sounds is the feeling you get from this stuff on your lips. It's like a very like kind of, it's really odd. And I actually kind of liked it when I mixed it with the Buxom lip plumping gloss, because that one's like cooling. That one almost has like a Listerine kind of feel about it, where this one is almost like that. It's like burning, but it's a buzzing sensation. And like the two of those mixed together, I kind of liked a little bit, but I don't know. This is just one that it's not getting used, and I can't see myself using it a whole lot. So we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of that one right now while it's still a new product. I also have the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil in the color Voodoo. It's a nice purple eyeliner that probably would work well on the waterline. Another Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in the color Zodiac. I actually have the eyeshadow color of Zodiac, and that one's really cool. This is just like the eyeliner counterpart, and again, it's one of those that I like it. I like the color of it. It's a newer product. It's not old, it's not expired, but it just never gets used. So I've got a couple of hairsprays. I have the Builder's Paradise Working Spray by Evo. I also have the Helmet Extra Strong Lacquer by Evo. You know, if any of you work in a salon, you know how it is, like new products are launched and they kind of give the employees like freebies and stuff. So a couple bottles of hairspray that I don't use hairspray. I'm never gonna use hairspray. I'm definitely never gonna use something called Extra Strong Lacquer. I guess that's it. We've got an empty bag here. Like if you have a bunch of shit that you've used a little bit of and it's like they've just been sitting in a drawer for like a year and you just really didn't even like it, get rid of it. There's gonna be new stuff. There's gonna be new foundations. There's gonna be new eyeshadow palettes. But that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. Just doing a little bit of spring cleaning and just kind of getting rid of some shit that I honestly do not even need in my life. But yeah, if you like this video and you want to see more, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscription button down below. Make sure to tell all your friends about it so they know to watch. And I'll see you guys on the next one.